Hey everyone, let me know if the audio is good. I'm gonna try going live again today. Again, I'm doing these without any announcements or anything like that. So if you guys want to make sure that you could join in the discussions that we have, um, hit that bell thingy. I don't know if it's on this side or on this side because this is mirrored sometimes and sometimes it's not. I think, hold on, this side, yeah. Hit the bell thingy, hit the subscribe thingy, so you could join the next discussions. Let me know if the audio is good, anybody, so I can start talking. Audio, you have audio. Actually, I'm just going to listen to myself. Hold on. There's audio, right? What the hell? Somebody in the live chat. Hi Armin, audio is good. Okay, so why I'm not? Okay, good. Audio is good. Suha is here. Hanmin, am I pronouncing your name right, Hanmin? Very cut. If it's very cut, the problem is from your end. You could reduce the resolution so that you get less cuts. Very cut. By very cut, you mean there's buffering, right? That's what I'm assuming you mean. How's everyone doing? How are you dealing with the whole virus situation and everything? How's it on your end? Smithy is saying, how do you, I said you're not pronouncing my name right, Armin. Okay. Tell me how to pronounce it. Julian is saying very cute, not very cut. I thought you were saying very cut, you meant that there's a lot of cuts. You missed the E, that's why. You can call me Min. You pronounce it almost correctly. Ah, great. I'm really bad with names, so I'm good. I'm happy that when I get it right. Smithy is right, not Smithy. Smithy? Okay. Alright guys, ask me some question. Tell me something about what you guys want to talk about today so we can get started on something. Let me see what I want to talk about before you guys ask some good questions. Oh, in Iran, there's a whole bunch of people right now that are very, very angry with the government, and this is not the usual people that are angry with the government, right? Because when you see people that are angry with the government, usually they're the more liberals, anti-government, anti-religious establishment type of people. But right now, what's happening is that a lot of religious fundamentalists are angry with the government. Why that happened? Because the government finally shut down the shrines, right? The religious centers where people go and worship. They shut them down because of the virus, because they had no choice. I mean, they delayed it so long because that's a huge admission that all these places are not places of healing, because the government and everyone pretends like these are places where you go get healed from diseases and stuff. So why would you shut them down if there's a coronavirus? Because aren't you supposed to keep them open so people can get healed? Obviously not, right? They know it's all nonsense. So they shut them down so that the virus doesn't spread more. And religious people are now angry with the some very religious people are so angry. They're storming to the gates in Qom and Mashhad, which are the most religious cities in Iran, with the they're the centers of religious authority in Iran, and they're like cursing Tehran. Tehran is like the capital, so the people in Qom and Mashhad, there's very religious cities. They're like telling Tehran to fuck off and open the doors, and you're taking away our faith, you're taking away our religion, and they're trying to storm the gates of the shrines and get in. So it's the interesting thing is, like, when we had the anti-government people protesting against the government, police and showed up and started shooting people and arresting people. But when these religious people are now protesting, the police is like not there, right? Because they're not gonna start arresting religious people. So it's like it's very interesting that different kinds of protests are being treated differently. Smithy saying, if you had to design a religion for the masses, how would you design it to be the most beneficial and least harmful? Design a religion? I would make the most ridiculous religion that people would not be able to believe in it. Well, I would make a religion that is fake, like obvious, like the flying spaghetti monster, like a religion that is its job is not to make people believe in supernatural, but it's a mockery of other religions. That's the kind of religion I would design, like the flying spaghetti monster, some version of that. Boogie Monster Mom saying, just dropping by to leave some quick love. Can't say, maybe I'll be able to catch you later if you're still on. Thank you, Boogie Monster Mom. I really like your username. Guys, if you want to make sure that I read something, tag Atheist Republic so I don't miss it. Min Hussein, can you tell me about the picture about Mecca on Twitter? Some Muslims think it's a genocide against them. Oh, that tweet that we posted with like yeah, there's a tweet that a lot of people are saying that it says promoting Atheist Republic posted. That says it seems like Atheist Republic is promoting genocide. I think people are reading too much into it. It's just a meme. I mean, it's a joke. If you really have to look at it like that, then you're really trying hard to see something that is not there. It's very interesting that people pay attention to try to have to read into a meme that is not too serious to get your intentions. They look into that more than what you actually stand for, what you actually say that you stand for. Like, we have stood against China's treatments of Muslims and India's treatment of Muslims. We have advocated more against mistreatment of Muslims more than most Muslims. Okay? So that's what we do, and that's what we stand for, and that's what we stand for, and that's what we advocate for. So you ignore all of that, and you go look into a meme that is a joke, and you try to say like, well, this is what I'm saying, and you're like, well, that's not what we meant. Or like, no, this is genocide, promoting genocide. Like, well, that's what you're reading. You have to. That's what you focus on to get the people's attention rather than the actual record and what they say they stand for. So if you want to do that, just keep doing that, because we shouldn't let these people dictate what we say and what we don't say. James is saying, wait, I should be looking at the camera. So I have the live chat here. I'm going to put this way so I could... No, I don't know what to do. Okay, it's fine. James saying, what caused liberalization? Liberalization? Is that liberalization? Mixed gender socializing and education. Miniskirts. Oh. To happen so quickly in the 60s in the Middle East. Could it be repeated? Oh, in the 60s. Well, I mean, it was because United States was such such a model for the whole world to look at, and everybody's like, my God, look at these people, look at their movies, look at their music, they're so happy, we want to be like that. And I think it was mostly because of the influence of the United States, right? That people wanted to copy their culture, they wanted to learn their music, they wanted to watch their movies, they wanted to eat like them, drink like them, party like them, because they just looked like they were living the life, especially back then, and everybody else felt like they're left behind, and they just wanted to be like the best in the world, which at that point seemed like it was the United States. So in the Middle East, a lot of people were just copying what they were saying as the best, and the rest of the world as well. I think what we should learn from that is that the battle that again, I'm not saying copying those were the right idea, but the battle that we're trying to win is not a military battle. The battle that we're trying to win is an ideological battle, and United States won the ideological battle. Like, the Cold War remained a Cold War and did become nothing but a Cold War because the United States won the ideological battle against communism, right? Capitalism won against communism because more and more people were convinced that that's the better way to live. So what we should have learned from that is that wars are won by, you know, the cheaper and more effective way of winning battles is by winning ideologically. And the United States, after winning World War II, had the branding necessary to not just to be the branding that the United States should have went for after winning capitalism was human rights, right? You know, once the communism was defeated mostly around the world, the United States could have been the model of the branding that it could have used to win an ideological battle is by saying that they're on the side of human rights and they're going to ally with countries that are on the side of human rights and be enemies with the countries that have poor human rights record. That should have been the war that the ideological, but they didn't win. They didn't do that war. In fact, they did the quite opposite. And many times they supported countries with very bad human rights records, and in fact against countries that with good human rights records. And in fact, um, every time they pretend to be on the side of human rights, it just looks such hypocritical, right? So when you are against Iran and you're saying like, oh, it's because of human rights, and then support Saudi Arabia, even though they have a even worse human rights record than Iran, then it's obvious that it's not about human rights. It's about your agenda, right? If the United States was consistent on that, then that would be the lesson to learn, and the United States could have been looked at as a role model for human rights. Obviously, it's now too late. It's really hard to convince anybody now that they are on the side of human rights. So for example, if Iran was a U.S. ally right now and they just listened to the United States and did their bidding in the Middle East, we know based on the United States record with Saudi Arabia and other countries that the United States would have no problem with Iran's human rights record. No matter how bad it is, it wouldn't have any problem with it, right? So that's the lesson that I think we should learn. Soha is saying, well, here in London, schools are closing tomorrow. Oh, finally. London was... What, just in London or all of UK? Exams have been cancelled, people are panicking and stocking up on toilet paper and food. Yeah, that's not helpful. I think the government should be overreacting, but the people shouldn't be overreacting. The people should just listen to what they should do based on the experts and just follow those. I think the camera, I should sit a little bit higher. There we go. Is that better? I know I should be looking at the camera, but the live chat is right here. So, well, if you wanna do some super chats, do that. That would be nice. Min is saying, I hope your Twitter account will not be closed because of that photo. It's a joke. I mean, why would that be? It's a joke. Would it be? Yeah, people are reading too much into it. Min is saying, the Muslims I spoke with was really upset about it. He even wanted to report me simply for saying that I don't think there is enough detail to conclude that you promote genocide. Yeah. Why would it promote genocide? Really, you have to be stretching. You got the people that are doing this, they really have to see things that are not there. Duina is saying, am I reading your name right? Duina is saying, is there an atheist republic in Algeria? Yes, there is. If you go to, just search for Atheist Republic consulates, it'll take you to a page that shows all our groups. Atheist Republic consulates. Search for that. We have a group in many countries, and Algeria is definitely one of them. In fact, it's one of our biggest consulates, I think. Yeah. James is saying, during your activism, when have you most felt the need to compromise on the means in the order to pragmatically get closer to your goals? Compromise on the means. Well, there's a lot of stuff that I find very interesting to talk about, but I know it would bore the hell out of all of you guys, and we will not be able to grow. So that's a compromise. Is that what you mean? There are some topics that is way too spicy for YouTube and Facebook and Twitter that I want to say, but I can't say it because it will just completely be nuked out of every platform that there is. So that's a compromise. Is that what you meant? Yeah. So I was saying all of UK, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Okay, so all of them schools are closed. I think UK was a little bit late on this. They should have done it earlier. Oh, beaches here, yay. Okay, Algerian woman are fine. Okay, that's maybe. Tag Atheist Republic if you guys want to read. Yesterday, I promised that I'm going to keep these shorts, but it went over 45 minutes. I shouldn't do that. I should keep it under 30 minutes. And also, guys, if I forget to tell people to like and subscribe and hit the bell thingy, bell button, remind me to do that. Again, it's right here. Right here. Hit the bell button because I don't announce these things when I go live. So the only way for you guys to join the discussion is for you to get a notification right when I go live. And you're not gonna get that notification if you just subscribe. You only get that notification if you hit the bell button. Smitty is saying, what video games do you play? Just only Assassin's Creed. And I used to play, many years ago, I used to play World of Warcraft. But I only play Assassin's Creed mostly because of the visuals. I just like to go around the city and just look at the buildings and stuff like that. But yeah, not much anymore. James saying, yeah, that's what I meant. Atheist Republic. I guess you can't talk about most of those things publicly, but maybe there were some topics that are not longer sensitive or something. Yeah. I'm pushing the limits as much as I think is possible, and every time when I see there's more tolerance for it, I'm pushing a little bit more, and I'm pushing a little bit more. Like some of the stuff that I'm saying now about Judaism, just 6 months ago I thought I could never say, right? But now I'm saying them, and it seems to be tolerated, so that's good. But I think you have to go slowly. You can't just be like, go from here to here. You have to be like here, and you have to see a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And I think a lot of our audience would be too shocked if I just jumped, right? A lot of our audience now, when I say, guys, Judaism is a race supremacist ideology, okay? A lot of our audience are so familiar with me, and they were like, oh, yeah, it is. But if I just said that a year ago to our audience, a lot of audience were like, what? Like, you're comparing the people that were the number one victims of a race supremacist ideology, you're comparing their ideology to a race supremacist, you're saying they are a race supremacist ideology? So that would be like, Armin, like, you're going too far. I supported you for this long, but now this is a line that I'm not going to be able to cross. You shouldn't say that as if the number of years that they supported me means that I have to now say things that I don't believe in. I don't know. But they know, like, now if I said that, like, okay, he's not talking about the people, he's talking about the ideology. Obviously, even if most Jews don't take that seriously, the ideology itself, obviously, if you read the Old Testament, obviously it says it right there in the book that this is a race supremacist ideology. You can't deny reality. So now, so my audience is now more, you're familiar with these things. So I'm growing with them. So it's good. So I was saying, yes, we are the last people to close the schools because of Boris. Yeah, is there a good reason for that? I'm not going to pretend like I know what the best methods are because I'm not an expert. Minute saying, have you ever read 1001 Arabian Nights? What do you think about it being thought as an alternative to Islam? Many people love those folk tales, remember some stories in my childhood. I mean, I read many of their stories, but not all of them. But why? How would that be an alternative to Islam? There shouldn't be an alternative to Islam. Okay. The alternative to Islam is no Islam. Okay, it doesn't need to be replaced. It's kind of like saying, I have cancer, but if I get cured, what should I replace my cancer with? No, the alternative to having cancer is not having cancer. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to keep this short. Let me see. That is why God turned his back on Judah. What is this about? You guys are having a discussion with each other. Moses is a top tier monster up there with Muhammad. You got them desensitized. Exactly. Yes, Judaism is a racial supremacist quite explicitly. Yeah, very explicitly. Yeah, okay. James, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys something. This is now a level of controversy. Maybe I'm going to go one step further, okay? I'm happy that this is. I wonder if this is going to get me in trouble, okay? Okay, let's. I'm happy that Judaism and Nazism are race supremacist religions. You know why I'm happy? Because it made them weaker. Because it limited their growth. You cannot convert or force people into Aryanism. You cannot make people who are not Aryan, Aryans. Judaism also saw this weakness in the late antiquity before Christianity. They tried to, converting to Christianity became a little bit popular at some point, but never grew. Judaism, always maintained its racial identity, like as a race-based religion. Even though some people tried to change it a little bit, it was never successful. I mean, compare Judaism with religions that are not based on ethnicity. Christianity and Islam, which are a lot more successful and harmful because they just broke the chains of supremacy, race supremacy. They broke the chains of limiting themselves to a specific race, and they just boom, right? They just went off like a nuclear bomb, right? The only religion that managed to have close to success of Christianity and Islam while maintaining its racial identity, ethnic identity, is Hinduism. And that religion managed to do that only because there's so many of them. Okay? There's so many of them. But it wouldn't have, so I'm happy that Nazism is limited itself. That Judaism limited itself. So it's maybe like, oh my God, he's saying that Armin is happy that these are racist ideologies, that they promote racism. Yeah, I'm happy that they promote racism and race supremacy because they shoot themselves in the foot. So, does that make sense? Is it? Are people are going to go say like, oh, Armin is happy that Nazism promotes racial supremacy, right? So if you don't know what I'm talking about, that sounds really bad. But if you understand that the reason why I'm happy is because it is self-defeating ideology, then you might think like, okay, that's not so bad. Smithy is saying, I basically count Christianity and Islam as subsets of Judaism, so it kind of took over the world. Yeah, it's not subset. At some point something changes so much that it's not the subset anymore. Like, at what point do you are mammals like a subset of fishes? Because they came from fishes. At some point you change enough that you're not a subset of that, I don't know. Min is saying, it depends on how you could say, depends on your definitions, right? You could see it as a subset and you could not see it as a subset. Min is saying, in our current climate of extremism, do you think that Muslims like Majid Nawaz, who acknowledge violent commandments in the Quran are good allies for your cause? Yes and no. Yes, when it comes to so Muslim reformists, they're doing some good things and they're doing some unintentionally doing some bad things. I hope unintentionally. And even if they're not reformists, any Muslim or any Christian or any Jews, if they're fighting for freedom of speech, women rights, gay rights, democracy, peace, on those specific topics, we could ally with them. And we could be like, you know what? You're a Muslim, I'm an atheist, we disagree, you're fighting for, secularism, I'm fighting for secularism, we could work with each other. Okay? That's fantastic. What they're doing that is harmful is they're giving credit to Islam for this stuff, right? This is what I don't like Islamic reform, right? They're saying that Islam is compatible with those ideas. And to that I say no, fuck no, right? I will never accept that, and I will fight them in that specific claim forever. But I don't have to agree with somebody 100% for me to be able to work with them, or else I would be working with no one ever, right? So, but it doesn't even have to be, even if you're a Muslim fundamentalist, okay? Fundamentalist Muslim, and you could be like, I'm a Muslim fundamentalist and I want clean water for this village. I'm trying to find, am I going to be like, I'm not going to work with you because you're a Muslim fundamentalist? No, like, if my job, if I could help, that's not something that I'm involved in, but if I was involved with, I would be like, yeah, we could work with each other on this specific goal because we agree that this is important, right? I don't have to accept their ideology to be able to work with them on something that we agree on, right? But when it comes to Muslim reformists, they are doing something extremely dangerous. They are saying that these secularism, women rights, gay rights, democracies, peace, it could be Islamic. These could be compatible with Islam. And that is very, very dangerous. And that claim has to be defeated. Okay? That claim has to be defeated. But just because I'm trying to defeat that claim, me and a lot of other people are trying to defeat that claim, that doesn't mean when they are fighting for example, freedom of speech, I'm not going to try to help them, or I'm not going to try to work with them. If they want me to work with them, obviously. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't like me because I fight against their Islamic reform claims. Right? So if they would have me as an ally, I would work with them while shedding on every claim that they make about Islamic reform. Have you ever met Ayn Her CLE? Well, I saw her speak. I tried to meet with her. Her security told me to fuck off, so I didn't meet her. James is saying, what are the main differences you see in regards to ex-Muslim activism and Muslim community in the USA compared with Canada, right? Main differences you see in regards to ex-Muslim activism and the Muslim community in the USA compared with Canada. So there's too many variables here. Ex-Muslim, Muslim, and Canada and US. So are we comparing 4 different things with each other? Ex-Muslim Canada, ex-Muslim, Muslim Canada, Muslim United States, and ex-Muslim USA. So reduce the variables so you can make a fair comparison. United Christ is saying homosexuality conflicts with natural selection. Oh my God. No, okay. So first of all, it doesn't. There might be even some benefits in homosexuality when it comes to advantages, So there might be some people have made some cases for why there might be some benefits to homosexuality when it comes to natural selection. But let's assume there's zero benefits, no benefits, okay? Who gives a fuck, right? Do you understand that the natural laws and what we discover by nature is not really what is best for running a society, do you go pushing people to the ground and tell them like, this is natural law of gravity. Gravity wants everything to fall, so we have to abide by the natural law of gravity. Every person standing, I'm going to go push them to the ground because the natural law of gravity wants everything to fall. That's basically what you're saying. Like, oh, evolution, the natural selection this was the goal of natural selection, so we have to abide by it. We don't have to abide by it. Why do we have to abide by it? Every time you put on a condom, you're saying fuck you to natural selection, right? You're saying like, I'm going to get the pleasure without the goals of evolution. Like, every time you chewing gum, you're not getting nutrition and you're getting your taste buds stimulated, and you're saying fuck you to evolution. We don't have to follow the laws just because it's in nature. That doesn't mean it's the best thing for us. Just because our genes, our ancestors survived because of certain attributes, that doesn't mean that now we have to live by those standards. It doesn't mean that. If we wanted to do that, then we have to all be living in caves right now, hunting and with spears. Nobody should get on a plane. Nobody should be watching this live stream. I don't know. I don't even want to respond to comments like this because it's just so stupid. Jim's saying, what are the main differences you see in regards to ex-Muslim activism and Muslim community? Oh, I already read that. Never mind. We got a super chat from Lee. Thank you. Keep speaking your truth. Thank you, Lee. That's very sweet. I should sit back more because my face is getting cut. Okay. How much more time do we have? Oh, one more comment. James is saying, one, where are the differences you see in ex-Muslim activism in the USA compared with Canada? Two, what are the differences you see in the Muslim community in the US versus Canada? So I think in Canada, Muslims feel much less attacked or isolated or oppressed than the United States. That's the perception that they get. I think they feel like the government is a lot more supportive of them, and that's because the government in Canada is a lot more liberal and stuff, right? So that's one thing. And also because Canada is so multicultural that it's like you're going to be able to feel like you fit in. Again, here's the problem with this question. United States is like 50 different countries, right? So it really depends which part of the United States you're comparing with Canada. Canada is just like one of the states of United States, right? So are we comparing Texas with Canada? Or are we comparing New York with Canada? Or are we comparing California with Canada? Because these states in the United States, they're all very, very different from each other. And you get different experiences in each one of them, right? The ex-Muslim community in Canada is surprisingly, I think, more active per capita if you adjust for population than the United States. I don't know why that is. We get a lot of ex-Muslim leaders and ex-Muslim groups and ex-Muslim gatherings come from Canada. I understand that the United States as a whole is more than Canada. But given how small Canada is population-wise compared to the United States, I just per capita, Canada is getting a lot more than the United States. Remember, the entire population of Canada is less than California. Is that right? Somebody tell me if that's right. It's either close or less than, which is, so we're talking, so again, we have to go into more detail if you want to talk about it. James is saying, thank you for answering the question. You're welcome. Another super chat from Min. Thank you so much, man. I'm going to read this. This is going to be the last thing I'm going to read. So don't send any more questions. Min is saying, thank you for your hard work to create a safer environment for everyone. I say this as a religious person. I am a Taoist. How do you pronounce this? Taoist. Am I pronouncing it right? I need to learn more about your religion. This is one that I know zero about. I'm so now interested in you because I've never met one of you guys. I just saw, this is one that I know nothing about. Actually, now you should come. Would you be interested in coming on a live stream with me and talking about it and educating me about your religion? That would be interesting. Am I pronouncing it right? I have so very little knowledge about this that I don't even know how to pronounce it. I just know it's Asian. I think T and D pronounced are both okay, but the D is better. What? I don't know what you're saying. Just tell me if I pronounced it right. I'll check it. I'll look into it more. But let me know how can you reach to me if you want to come to a live stream. Reach out to me on Facebook. Send me a message on Facebook if you're interested in coming on a live stream, because this is one religion I know nothing about. Anyways, I'm gonna end this here. This was fun. Taoist. Oh, okay, Taoist. Oh, okay. What is this religion? What do they teach? Taoism. Oh, okay. Why did they put the T? If you mentioned Taoism, then I know it's the yin yang thingy, right? Because that's what I know. I know a little bit about Taoism, but I didn't know it's ever written with a T. Okay, Taoism, yin yang. Okay, let me know. Okay, so now that I know it's Taoism, let me know what I know about. Right. So they think everything is okay. So this is everything is binary. For everything negative, there's a positive. Everything balances out in the universe. What else do we know? It's like male, female, good, evil, hot, cold, and it's about. I think their entire religion is about balancing everything else. It's kind of like accounting that you have to have like, credit debiting everything in your life. That at the end everything has to balance out. That's what I remember from somebody talking. Is that right? Is that the essence of the religion? Tagia Watch is saying, why do you put videos under paywall? This video is not under paywall. We are dealing with religion, with blasphemy lie. I put up my videos for free with voluntarily donation. This video is not under paywall. You're watching it right now for free. Are you talking about secular jihadists? Secular jihadists is not under paywall because they all get publicly released. The audio version, it gets publicly released at some point. But what we're doing right now is our full-time job, okay? And we have to eat. I have to. If I don't eat, I'm gonna die. If I die, I'm not gonna be able to make videos. I have to be able to pay for my internet, my electricity bills, for the place that I live in. So even though we make them publicly available, even though we need all this to be able to survive, so I could do my activism, because this is my full-time job. Even though we put it behind a paywall for a while, and then we make it publicly available, so everybody gets the audio version of it for free. A week or two after the video version is released to our patrons. So I don't know what you want us to do. You want us to I don't understand. So let me see. Min is saying, I'm happy to tell you about Taoism. Can you do that? There's two ways to write Taoism. One is with a D, and the other one is with a T. Do the D version. The T version doesn't make any sense. That's why I couldn't even read it at first. I see that there's both versions are correct. And why do we write it with a T if the D version is there? When I have time, you are welcome to criticize it. Facebook, where can I contact you? Just search for me on Facebook. It's Armin Navabi. Taqiya Watch is saying, what? I should be going, but I really want to see what Taqiya Watch is saying. Oh, Tatiawaj retracted his message, so I don't know what he's saying now. He or she. Oh, here. Oh, I see there are, the audio version didn't... Oh, okay, so Tatiawaj is saying that he or she didn't know that the audio version was available for free. Yeah, but, yeah, so... We make at some it just a 1 week or 2 week delay. You get it at some point for free, but we have to get some people. The people that are supporting us financially, we have to thank them somehow, right? And we have to show them that some level of appreciation. But yeah, everything we produce at some point is going to be publicly available for free. Beach is saying, does Armin's hair look white? Yeah, I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. I'm getting some gray and some white in there. Lisa saying, you're more than generous with free content. Thanks. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Lisa. That's very sweet. Anyways, if you do want to become a patron for Atheist Republic, the link is in the description. And I am doing something that is for patrons only on Atheist Republic, which is we're making a Skype group. And our patrons, the patrons of Atheist Republic, are going to be added to that Skype group. And we're going to have discussions there. Some of it is going to be recorded and released. Some of it for our higher level patrons, we're going to have discussions that will not be recorded. But yeah, I mean, again, my time is limited. If I wanted to have discussions with everybody, then I wouldn't be able to have discussion with anyone because I don't have that much free time. So having discussions with our patrons is something I could do to appreciate them and also spend time with people that believe in the things that I believe in and support our cause, right? That's fun. Tariawaj is saying support Armin financially. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tariawaj. And support Tariawaj financially too. Go check out his channel, see what he's doing. Based on his username, seems like he's doing some interesting work. Alright guys, I'm gonna go. I keep saying that and I keep not going. See, this was supposed to be half an hour. You guys are just too much fun. That's why every time it ends up being 40 minutes. Love you guys. Okay, just one more thing. Smithy is saying, any plans to translate into what is Esperanto? What is that? I don't know if there's anybody that is interested in translating into any language. If they reach out to me and they have experience with that translation, if they have, I don't want people to come and translate my stuff without experience. Like they have to have experience and they could translate it. And if people translate my book or anything else for us, any of our other content, we'll make it available for free in that language on our website. Anyways, love you guys. Bye. Don't forget to subscribe and the bell button. Don't forget. Here. Bye.